What's going on? It's your boy Lawrence Cain Jr., financial coach and host of the Money Mondays podcast. Man, super excited to be here with another episode. I'm super excited to announce that we have another financial empowerment workshop virtual coming November 16th at 7 p.m. So definitely go to abundanceuniversity.net and register. You can pay what you want. So you start off at $1. If you need to pay $1 to hop on, let's get to it. So really no excuse. So glad to announce that we have that on the site right now, and definitely tune in, man. Tap in with us, man. It's gonna be good. Our one that we had in October was very great. People were asking some good questions on that one. So again, that's something that we're gonna be doing every month. So definitely tap in. Definitely want to recap. It's been a couple of weeks since we did our last episode. We started some programming with a couple of our schools here in Cincinnati, but we also just got back from FinCon 2023. It was in New Orleans. I was speaking on the panel for Gen Z with my guy Hassan, Thomas, Colleen, Jasmine, and our moderator Dave. Man, it was so phenomenal. Definitely still, feeling that aftermath of that, not only from the event, from the travel. So it was great, man. So if you trying to get into the financial space, if you are just trying to be better with your finances, FinCon is definitely a good place to be. Connected with some phenomenal people, saw some people and met some people who I've been following online for a number of years. So I posted some of those pictures on my Lawrence Cain Jr. Social media pages. But definitely, shout out to everybody that came through, and shout out to everybody who I met. I'm excited to support and help us, use the information that we acquired over this past week, and get to the next level financially and business wise. So shout out to people who came to our session. Ours was one of the earlier ones, and how the FinCon is similar to a lot of the different conferences. There's multiple sessions going on at the same time. So there were sessions going on during our session where I'm like, dang, I wish I could sit in there live, but the replay should be available in the next couple of weeks from FinCon, and I'm excited to really see how ours turned out, but also get the knowledge from those other sessions. They also announced that FinCon 2024 is going to be in Atlanta next year, so I'm like, hey, that's perfect. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, and looking forward to connecting with the people who were there this year. Looking forward to seeing them again, and really want to see them before then. So I got to connect with my Midwest people. So, but today I want to kind of share some insight, or what I call the savings challenge, that's going to really not only help you save, but help you limit the spending, right? Because it's gonna raise some awareness around that. So one of the things that I have an addiction towards when it comes to spending is shoes. Like, I'm a big shoe head. I've been a shoe head since Jordan played for the Bulls. Like, I always liked shoes since I was a kid. When I was in high school, we went from not having uniforms to now we wore uniforms. So shoes was that how you stood out, right? In my high school. So I had a ton of shoes. I remember my senior year, I had like the first, 2 weeks of school, I had a different pair of shoes, like every trip. So I'm such a big shoe head, and I wouldn't consider myself a sneaker head, because like that's a whole different genre of people that they buying the new drops every month and stuff like that. I'm not a sneakerhead, but I have a shoe addiction. I love new shoes. I love how I feel. And it's not just, sneakers to be stylish in. I love buying new dress shoes. I love buying new workout shoes. Shout out to the people who work out, every week. Like, a new pair of workout shoes, it take you to a next level, right? So over the past, I'm going to say 3 years, I've been kind of keeping track of how many pairs of shoes I've purchased, and it's way over 15 every year. Like I'm buying, I mean, I get rid of some, but like I'm not get rid of one, replace one. I'm like get rid of one, replace with like six. Like the ratio isn't the best, right? The math ain't mathing. So what I did this year, I told myself I was gonna buy, like I do every year. I told myself I was only gonna buy a certain amount of shoes, certain number. And that number I fell on this year was 10. Right? It was 10 shoes. And then I even took it a step further. I said, not only am I going to only buy 10 pair, I actually identified which 10 pair I wanted to buy. And it was based on some of the drops, right? Some of them I knew were coming out this year, so I picked about 2 or 3 from there. I knew it was certain, types of shoes and colors that I wanted this year. So I wrote them down. I went into January and February super confident that I was going to only buy 10. But as the months went on and time went on, I slowly was coming up on 10 pair to the fact now I'm way past 10. Let's just put that out there. I'm way past 10 pairs of shoes. But what I end up doing is setting a savings ritual of, okay, if I'm going to buy a pair of shoes, I'm also going to save that same amount. And you think about, I've heard this term before, and again, you let me know if you heard it before. If you can't buy that thing twice, you can't afford it, right? That I've heard that throughout the years, and I'm like, what does that, like, for somebody who's a spender, right? Like I'm like, I only need to buy it once. Like, why I need to buy it twice, right? So but once I got into, again, probably purchase number 11, from a shoe perspective this year, I was like, you know what? If I'm going to buy shoes, I know I've just accepted I'm gonna buy shoes. That's what I do, right? And I'm very, obviously the bills are taken care of and things like that, but I'm gonna buy more shoes than I need. That's just what I'm gonna do. I love fashion. I love to coordinate the shoes, and I just love shoes. So if I'm going to buy these shoes that I don't need, then I also need to make sure I'm saving money as well. So again, ever since probably, again, purchase number 10 or 11, I was like, you know what? All right, I want these Jordans. Jordans cost $200. I got to save $200. Yeezys. I want these Yeezys. And the Yeezys were on my list at the beginning of the year. Found some Yeezys that I wanted. Save that same amount, right? I wanted some coaching shoes. I don't need no new shoes. I coach my son's basketball team. The colors of the team haven't changed. I've been coaching him since the 3rd grade. He's in the 7th grade now. I have navy blue shoes upstairs already, but I always want to have that new feel. It's a new season. And I think it's just, when you buy shoes and you wear them, certain time frames just give you that feeling when you look back, right? Like I think about certain Jordans that are coming out now, and I'm like, man, I remember they came out when I was, 14. I remember they came out then, and I had that conversation with my son. So I wanted some new coaching shoes. I got some Adidas, some New Balances. Again, they were $100. Got to transfer that. Right? And that's what I wanted to bring to this episode is like, you have something that you don't need, but you buy anyway, right? And there's nothing wrong with it. And I think for a long time, we feel a certain level of guilt when it comes to our purchases. But it's like, these purchases actually make me feel good. Why should I feel bad for purchasing something that I like? So to combat the guilt feeling, just save that same amount. It can be, again, because I feel like this. If I'm going to buy shoes, right, and my closet is getting the benefits of my money, my savings account should get that benefit too. For those of you who like to try new food and go out to restaurants, your stomach should not see more money than your savings, right? Like, and I'm not talking about the grocery money. Groceries are essential. I'm talking about you going out to new restaurants every week, Or again, you don't plan to cook, so you go out and buy fast food, or you meet your homegirls, homeboys for a dinner, right? Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. But again, if your meal is $65, $75, save that same amount. So soon you get that bill, you put your tip on it, however much it comes up to, soon as you swipe that card, I need you to transfer that same amount to your savings account. Like, and then this is what it's gonna do. Number one, you're gonna be saving, right? Because we all should be saving something. So I'm glad that, again, I've realized that I'm not going to continue to feel bad for wanting shoes. Like, I love shoes, right? To the point me and my son, I created a monster out of him. But now I'm at a point where I'm saving a lot more too now, right? And before I look back, just think about this. What if you started this trend of saving as much as you spend? What if you started this 5 years ago? And again, I'm talking about that one thing that you know you overspend on. I've overspent on shoes. What have you overspent on? And look back over the last 5 years, how much money would you have saved if you set a threshold and you say, you know what, I'm only gonna do, twice a month. And if you go over that twice a month, every time you go over, bam, your savings account got to get some of that too. What if you did that? So that's what I want us to think about and start to implement into our financial toolkit of, again, I'm a spaver, you feel me? I'm a save and spend, right? I got a shirt that I need to drop it. I ordered it for me, but I need to put it on the Abundance University website. But you know what I mean? I'm a spaver, man. I'm going to save and I'm going to spend. And when it comes to shoes, if I buy another pair, now it's October 22nd as I'm recording this. I just want to timestamp this. There is only one more pair of shoes that I desire, that was on my list of shoes. They don't come out until December. So I'm trying to stay really locked in between now and December. Not buy a pair of shoes. Now, granted, I just bought some $40 shoes from Burlington this past week. But, I, again, put that $40 in the savings. So I'm going to hold out till December. I'm going to buy those Jordans that come out. They're called the Gratitude 11s. I'm going to buy those. And then but same day I purchase them is the same day I'm going to put the however much it comes up to after tax. I'm putting that same amount in my savings account. And I'm telling you, that's the new wave right now. Again, I don't want us to feel guilty for spending money on things that we like, things that we enjoy, things that we love, things that make us feel happy. But I don't want us to spend more than we save. It needs to be equal, or I'm saving more, right? And that's that new level of financial freedom, right? It's not just being debt free. It's not just about making a lot of money. It's about keeping a lot of money and being mindful of how we spend. So again, next year I'm going to go into it again like, hey, these are the shoes I want. And I think it actually did help me, because I did buy some shoes that I really looked at, okay, what are some shoes that I really want? And I did buy a lot of those. Now, some shoes that I did buy, I didn't necessarily need, but I really do like this certain style of Adidas. I really do like this certain style of New Balance. Like, did I need them? No, but I liked them. I bought them. My foot ain't growing, so I have shoes upstairs from 5-6 years ago that still look brand new. So I'm gonna also have them for a long time. So regardless of what you spend your money on, save that same amount. Save it, because we know a rainy day is coming. We know that we have goals. We know that we want more out of life than what's going on right now, right? We're going into another year. In the next couple months, we got to be, we got to have that habit now. So I challenge you again, look at whatever you are overspending in and start dedicating another level of savings with it. And start that now. I want you to start that now, and then you let me know how it's going for you. Again, we have the battery savings challenge that we do periodically, usually once a month, where whatever your battery percentage is on your phone, I tell you to transfer that same amount to the savings. A lot of people participate in that. But again, outside of that, we need to have our own standard of saving, and I think putting it, attaching that savings to what we overspend on, I think it's helped me. I know I've saved more than I would have this year if I didn't implement that. Like, I know that for a fact. So I'm excited to see, what our savings goal is going to be next year, as we get new contracts. And again, as I like more shoes. So, again, that's what I wanted to share today. Let me know in the comments, what do you overspend on? And I'm curious to see how you're going to use that as an actual benefit to your financial goals and a benefit to your savings account. Remember, we have our financial empowerment seminar on November 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to abundanceuniversity.net to get access to that for as little as $1. Again, you can pay whatever you want, minimum $1. So, share that with your friends, your family, coworkers, anybody who's saying they want to level up on finances. That's where they need to be. Also, the Invest in Black Women merch, definitely get you some. Go to investinblackwomen.net. We got shirts, tea, we have sweatshirts, the hoodies, the hats. We have all of that, different styles. So definitely tap in with that. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Money Mondays podcast. And remember that financial success happens on purpose, and success does not visit the lazy. God bless.